In the past 1 year, we have built over 4,000 links. And now the time has come to talk about how we build these links and to reveal our processes and our thoughts, to just give the world inspiration about how this type of link building is being done. I've got Molly here, who is one of our main elements of the PR team. And in this first episode of the Link Building Show, we're going to talk about how we manage the processes and what challenges we have with these backlinks, but also we're going to talk about our biggest successes and our preferred methods of building these links. So Molly, welcome to the Link Building Show.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
In this first episode, I will be the host, but I think you will also be a host in the future episodes.
Can't wait. Hope so.
And we'll also have like lots of other team members in the show, in the future shows. So I'm quite excited to opening up our processes and our activities to the wide audience, right?
Yeah, can't wait to offer some insight and hope to inspire everyone.
So let's talk about what do you think of the past year and what we have achieved. Like we went from like 0 links to now 4,000 links and building dozens of links per day now as a team, which is like crazy, right?
I know, it's been a crazy year. I was at university, and you remember you were asking me to come back, start the PR team, get the links. As you say, it was just about getting familiar with all the processes, because there isn't one right way to do it, I would say. But we started to get into the flow of it, and yeah, we build probably hundreds of links per week now. So
yeah,
it's so exciting.
It's crazy, right? What is your favorite link building method, Molly?
Good question. There are so many. I do like them all, but I would say evergreen campaigns are my favorite link building method.
Okay. I would have thought it's reactive, but this is a surprise.
No, I do like reactives. They are always a quick win. They're very exciting. You're very on it with those. But the evergreen campaigns, I just feel like you can always utilize every single angle and you can resend it. It's always relevant, so that's why I really like it.
So you can resend it next month, right?
Exactly.
And get some new links, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's cool. Which you cannot do with the reactive one, because once it's consumed, the reactive one is gone, right?
Yeah, exactly. I just like seeing the constant excitement of an evergreen campaign, that people are always interested in it. And then you know that you've put in all that effort and all that time for it to really pay off throughout the year, really.
Awesome. So tell me, what are your methods of building up a evergreen campaign? Start from like the beginning.
Yeah, so I like to look at government data sets. For example, there is one released by ONS that were doing driving test statistics on pass rates. So I looked at that, took that data and found the easiest places to pass your driving tests. We did that for England, Scotland and Wales. I just like those because it's then relevant to everybody. You can send it regionally, nationally. Everybody would like to see it. It's a great insight into something that's familiar to everybody. You know, everybody wants to pass their driving test, don't they? So I think it's a great story.
As you said, the pool of journalists that you can reach out to increases exponentially with every area you add into the calculation, because even if it's not number one, then even if it's in top 10, you can re-angle it to say your area is in top 10 of the easiest places, or is like in the bottom 10 of they are the hardest places to pass your driving test, right?
Exactly. And then we can always do it for US coverage. So for example, I did a happiest states piece, so then you can send that to every state in the US, which is a massive set of outreach. But the payoff is amazing, because then everybody wants to see where their state lies.
Like 50 countries, right? You have like 50 countries there, mini countries, like 50 states, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's how powerful it is. Awesome. So what are your challenges with link building?
My personal challenges with link building. For example, I do sometimes struggle with data. It's not my super strong point, I would say. I love the idea side of it. I think that is definitely my favorite part. Just thinking of something creative, seeing it, a journalist resonating with it and really wanting to talk about it. As I say, evergreen are my favorite, so those usually are the biggest data sets. So I put myself up for a struggle there, because I love doing those, but the data is a bit hard for me. But I'm always learning. Here at Search Intelligence, we can put different training programs in. We're always evolving so that I can learn a bit more.
Hopefully our developers can help you with some data, right?
Yes, yeah. We always have, people to scrape the data and things like that, which is a huge benefit.
That's great. Awesome. What is your most favorite campaign so far that got you like the most coverage and most links?
So one that I would say is now my favorite, but this surprises me actually was the one that got me the most links was I did the most popular supermarket for a Christmas food shop.
Wow.
So at the time I was like, oh, this is cool, you know, just wanted to see. My mum was stressing out at Christmas about where to get the food, and I thought, oh, I wonder where everybody wants to shop. So that got literally so many links. It was covered everywhere in all the lives.
Which big publications?
In all the Chronicle live pieces, like Birmingham Live, everywhere like that. Which I just thought was great because it was quite.
It was relevant, right?
Yeah, and it was quite competitive between all the supermarkets, which I thought was really interesting. And then another piece that got us on the TV was our reactive for Strictly Come Dancing.
Oh, a good one.
I love doing that one because that was something that, you know how obviously you're at work and you're always thinking of something, you're looking at the news or Twitter or something like that. That was just an idea I got from watching Strictly Come Dancing on a Saturday night. So it's like your brain's always going, where's the angle? That's
when you are a good digital PR, when you're always watching for events, you're looking at the leaf and you say, oh, I've seen a caterpillar on a leaf, I've got an idea about this.
Yeah, everyone's favourite bug.
Yes, exactly. That's how you come up with great ideas.
Yeah, your mind's always ticking over. It's nice. But then it does, you're sat watching a movie and you think, how can I add this in, or what can I do with that? I always write it over the weekend out on all my notes, and then Monday morning take a look at all of the points. So yeah.
Awesome. So how many links can you build per month, Molly?
Ooh.
What was your best month? Let's talk about your best month.
I would say my best month was actually last month.
Awesome.
There was a couple evergreen campaigns, a couple reactives that I enjoyed doing. So yeah, I had 5 successful campaigns last month, which was really exciting. Ooh.
How many links in total?
Oh.
Lots of them.
Lots.
Probably around close over 50, right? 50 to 100. Something
yeah,
like
definitely. That. Yeah. All campaigns that I really enjoyed doing. So it was a good month for me actually.
Awesome. It's good. You are also involved in helping the team become better, right?
Yes. Yeah.
You are one of the PR managers. So tell me about that role a little bit. What is exciting about it and what is challenging about it? I know, and we can be honest here, nothing is easy. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's exciting, sometimes it's not as exciting. Let's talk about this.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster of emotions, I would say, because the main goal for me, for example, is to make sure that everybody gets better than I do at link building. That's my aim. I want everybody to be so good at it, and that's really exciting because I think, for example, here at Search Intelligence we've had a lot of people with no experience, so to watch somebody grow,
most of the people,
yeah so to watch people grow from nothing to getting links all the time, it's such a serotonin boost just to see that they're so proud of the work they've done and that I've helped support them in that, in their campaign ideas, and I just am a super organized person, so I think that's one of my favorite bits, making sure that everybody's as organized as possible, like to start the month off really well so that we can get all the links, as many links as possible, the best backlinks in the world.
Exactly.
But challenges, yeah, there are a few challenges with it, obviously, because it is quite an unpredictable job, isn't it? Like, not always journalists aren't always, your story could be amazing and journalists might not always cover it depending on the timing or when you're sending it out. So trying to show people, trying to keep them encouraged and motivated to do it, even though sometimes people have a few setbacks or knockbacks like that. Encouraging people, and it's a tough one because it's very unpredictable. Yeah. So one thing that's quite good about Search Intelligence is that we have so many different clients, a lot of varied topics and niches. So we like to encourage everybody here to try and step out of their comfort zone and maybe go on a client that is a topic of maybe they're not super interested in. For example, I'm not super interested in cars, I don't know that much about cars. If we had any car type clients, I'd like to give that a go just to see if I can expand my knowledge. So it's just about encouraging people to think outside of the box, step outside their comfort zones. But people do that all the time, and I'm so proud to see that people can do that. They feel comfortable doing it, they feel supported, and yeah, I love it. I think it's great. And what is difficult about this role? And don't think everyone knows everything is not just sunshine all the time, right? Yeah. Sometimes it can be hard. Sometimes it can be some cloudy skies, but as you know, it always passes. But what's your challenge? Because I think many people who will watch this, they could feel the same and they would have the same challenges. So let's just reveal to them that it's not just probably them or with them, but it's something that us are sometimes struggling with. So a challenge that I find is that obviously it's a we have target-based roles, so everybody has a certain number of links that they should be able to hit each month. And I find the balance for me trying to manage and help people is that I don't want to put too much pressure on people to hit their targets, but on the other side knowing that there are targets that you need to meet. So I struggle with that balance sometimes, and I'm trying to, if anybody has any tips, I'm trying to work that out, just to make sure that we're being both encouraging but also slightly strict in the sense that people do know that they have to hit them. I
think this is probably an industry-wide challenge, and I've seen some other discussions around this topic, and we want to hit the targets, but we also want our team members to be happy, right? And
exactly, yeah.
Just finding the fine line balance, I think it's something that probably most managers and most companies are struggling with.
Definitely, because obviously, you know, when you get the link, that's such a serotonin boost, like that's the biggest joy. So for people who aren't hitting links, perhaps, you know, they already know that, they already feel that, so it's trying to push people in the right way, that they then start to get these links up, or, you know, you don't want people to get too deflated, so I want everybody's well-being to be up there and get those links. So I'm trying to find the balance.
That's awesome. Cool. So now as a closing question, what are your ambitions with this role? What's your vision about your professional kind of development? What do you want to be? Do you want to build more links, or do you want to have, I don't know, more solid training programs, or like, what's your kind of vision for like your role?
Yeah, as you know, I've got huge ideas. I like my role at the moment, so it's half link building, half management side of it. So I do my own links and campaigns and also help other people with theirs. So I'd like to continue doing that. One of my main goals is to make sure that, you know, to try and get everybody better than I am, so that I can, you know, step back and watch them do that. I would like to improve the training. I need to set up, for example, I ask you for a lot of budgets, don't I? So I want to set up more training systems in place, get an insight from the team on what they would like from there. In my personal development, I'd really like to start doing more talks. I'd love to do, you know, in the future, I'd love to do a massive talk at a conference or something like that, but at the moment I'd like to try and share some knowledge whilst also growing mine at the same time. I love to, you know, you go on PR Twitter and you go on just the people that are very popular in our industry and learn
like
from
myself
them. Like Fery.
I'm not popular on Twitter. I'm not even popular, by the way.
Yeah, he's an influencer, so I like to just like to gain knowledge from them. So one day I'd like to be that for somebody else. That would be a huge goal for me, and just to continue to build the best backlinks in the world.
Awesome. Nice one. Well, thank you, Molly. This has been a great discussion. I love your insights. It's really good, and hopefully everyone will be able to get some inspiration and some insights from our discussion. As I mentioned, this was our first episode, and with future shows we will look into even more in-depth inspiration about PR links, how they are being built. We'll even show some really crazy case studies where we actually show you the impact of the PR links on the rankings, where we kind of doubled the rankings of many websites, not just with PR links, but PR links helped double the website's organic traffic within a few months. And this is what we'll cover in this show. We'll aim to get you on fire, to get inspiration, and to get insights into how PR links are being built. Thank you very much, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for having me, Fery. It was great.
You're very welcome, Molly. Thank you.